All right, welcome everyone. This is a cool incline machine press I got. It's made by Arsenal. And what's nice about it, well, you can adjust the height of this starting position, and you can adjust the seat below. So where you're pressing from. And lately, I have been really lazy about my upper body work. Not lazy in the sense where I don't put in effort. Maybe it's a time issue. I just don't have a ton of time. So having a machine like this in the basement is a pretty nice setup because I can basically leave it loaded, get warmed up, and as long as there's enough weight on this thing, I can get a pretty good workout. And it made me think, like, when it comes to our training, I think a lot of people, I guess I'll just lay back like this, think that we have to train a certain effort in a given day. And it's amazing how much you can get done with just a good effort on a couple of exercises every day or every other day. Was it Andy Galpin has the example of, let me think, it's the 3-5 rule, the 5-3 rule, 3 sets of 5, 3 to 5 reps. If you do something like that on an exercise, that's a really good stimulus for strength gains long term. And when I'm crunched for time, I think that's a really, really easy way to think about your training. You don't need to think about that for every exercise. I think a lot of people think, oh, I got to do 12 exercises in a workout like that. No. 3 sets, 5 sets, 3 reps, 5 reps. 5 by 5 is tough. So like typically I do 5 sets, I'll do 3 reps in that set. So two sets in. I'll sit in the lounge chair. But you see what's pretty cool about this machine is a lot of problems I have with machines sometimes is when you press, you get overextended. And when you get overextended, you lose position. And when you lose position, you can mess up the lift itself. But this thing is a nice, they have bumpers on the bottom, so when you rack it, first off, if you're out of position, you can kind of drop it. But secondly, it starts in the position I start from versus a bench press. You unrack it, you start from the top, you lower into that position. So a machine in this case really allows for some good work for you to be able to pick and choose how you want to do your work. What do I mean by that? Gosh, I can't even think. Kind of breath. It does a nice job of letting you pick and choose essentially each rep. What I mean by that is you might see me press one. We'll do an example here. 1 rep. And let's say I get out of position. Okay, I twisted or something. I can just reset, and I'm back in that starting position on like a barbell. I had to rack it again, so now I'm set. And you can kind of really focus one rep at a time. So it's 5 reps in a set. It's kind of like 5 individual reps in a set. So, machines are not bad. Machines are great. Great tool. People frown on them way too much. But parallel to this, kind of interesting takeaway, is when you remove what you think is right and you think is appropriate, and you just focus on what is important, it's amazing the small modifications that can take place. A lot of people, I'll give you a basketball example. They'll think, oh, a good shot is like an open shot. It's a shot that someone takes and they're open. But for some athletes, players, they can't make that shot. That's not a good shot for them at all. It's a bad shot. It doesn't have a good percentage chance of going in. For other athletes, it's a great shot. The same thing with like a fadeaway 3. A fadeaway 3 for Steph Curry is very different than a fadeaway 3 for Shaquille O'Neal. It's the same shot, it's a different person. And so when you look at like what makes up a good jump shot, it's the probability of it going in. That's like the definition. So what makes up a good exercise? An exercise, it trains the right muscles and right pattern. Right muscles. The chest. I'm trying to work here. The right pattern. It's a pressing pattern. It also allows for the highest neuromuscular output. Meaning I'm stable in a good strong position like here. I'm not training the skill of the pattern. Like if I was training a 1 foot jump for max height, I want to train the skill of that pattern. Here I'm training on a machine because I want high neuromuscular output and load on my chest and my shoulders. And with that, I can reset in between. Press. So that allows for better reps and effort per rep. I can, like I said, reset, take a small break. So something like this allows for the highest neuromuscular output possible. It's a great upper body exercise. And it's not gonna, the same is not, you can't say the same for sprinting. Not every machine's the best for sprinting because the goal for sprinting is to work on that whole pattern. Where you understand what you're trying to work on, you understand how beneficial certain machines can be. And that's just a part of life. Understanding what you're actually trying to accomplish, what your actual goal is. And then when you define that goal, what goes into that. And that's how creativity actually becomes useful. You can understand the goal and you can find a different route, a more creative route to achieve that goal. Steph Curry is a great example of that. He's a person who's creative by getting really good at shooting deep threes. And because he shot a lot of deep threes, he changed the game and how it's played because he was able to say the definition of a good shot is one that goes in often. A three-point shot has a higher effective field goal percentage. If I can make that shot more often, well, here's a good route. And back in the day, no one thought like that. But it's only useful if you have a strict definition of what you're trying to accomplish. I'm not saying Steph Curry sought out to do that, but indirectly he did. So if we can understand what we're trying to accomplish, we can be creative in our solutions. Not just creative in terms of doing different things, but useful things that are different. I think that's the key. Creativity is doing useful things that are different, maybe even more effective. One more. So when people see social media stuff and they see these exercises X, Y, and Z, and they see this and that, and blah, 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 and it's different, so they think it's important, or it's successful, or it's better because it's different. So yes, something new, if it's, by definition, if you're gonna make something better, it's gonna be different. But just because you see something that's different doesn't mean it's better. I think people get so confused about that. Because odds are, creating a new, more effective solution is way harder than creating a wrong solution. So people by default think, oh, if I do something different, I know it has a chance of being more effective because it's different than the norm. But that's kind of true, but partially incorrect because it's so much harder to make something more effective. Odds are, if it's different, it's actually wildly incorrect. And so just because someone does something different doesn't mean they should be rewarded for geniusness, right? Doing something really stupid is different. Doing something really smart is different. Just because doing something different doesn't mean it's smart. It's just different. There's a discrepancy between the norm and what you're doing, what that person is doing. And yes, because it's the wrong metric. Effectiveness should be the metric. Is it actually more effective at what you're trying to accomplish? So when people say they try to be different by using machines, but they don't know why they're using machines, yeah, you're different, but is it actually more effective? Something to consider. Difference between being effective and being different, and creativity as a whole. That was my last set. That's my upper body work for today. I got a crunch day. I might do some pull-ups after this, but you get the idea. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys listening. Hope you enjoy these videos. Take care and subscribe.